All right.
Only Discord can make an episode with Spike seem good.
Oh my God, that was great.
That was gotta be the first really good episode this season.
Before we get too far into this, Season 8, Episode 10, The Breakup Breakdown.
Yep.
You want some syrup? Oh, and actually, just talking about it, may have made a potential brony.
Oh no, it's spreading.
No, because I was talking about it at work, and same guy who was saying about the Josh Good ship. I was talking to him about the ponies because it came up with communication and stuff, and I was like, he's like that sounds like a really deep thing for a kids show. And I'm like, hey, there was an episode dealing with divorce, an episode dealing with like mourning. It wasn't actual death, it was hibernation, but still it was allegorical. It's like, wow, really? I thought it was all fluffy and happy. I'm like, no, this is a really deep show.
Well, and it's grown up with its audience. Like the kids who started the target audience that started with them in season 1 is now, they're probably getting close to, they're in high school now, if not bordering on getting out of high school and into college. At this point, 2011. So I think this was 2011. So 2011, 2010, something like that. So 8 years. So if they were 10, which is not that. Yeah, if they were not in 10. If 10 was their original age when they started watching it season 1, they're graduating.
Now, yeah.
And that's being 10's probably pretty middle of the road for their target audience, 8 to 12, I would figure, something like that.
8-year-old girls, supposedly. So
okay.
They'd be 16 by now.
Yeah, so I mean they're in high school. Some of the older ones are nearing the end of high school.
What's your favorite? Rainbow Dash and Spike, and this was a Spike episode, wasn't it? Spike and Big Mac in Discord.
Yes, the guys' night out crew. Still need to invite Shining Armor around.
Yeah, he's no doubt. Buzzkill.
Just to get him away, get him a break from Flurry Heart for a night. It's like, yeah, we're gonna play some O&O.
Shiny has guard duty.
Yeah.
Not all the time. I mean, he can get away for an afternoon. Maybe he's on a visit to Ponyville and Cadence is gonna go off with Twilight and they're gonna have fun, and then he's gonna go off with the guys and play O&O. You can even make addition jokes like, "Oh yeah, I haven't played since 3.5."
I'm still disappointed about the fact that Discord chose Legolas as his template.
And who would you have him be? Gandalf?
Aragorn? I don't know. Legolas is like a total...
Gimli?
Hey, no. Hey, Gimli's still better than Legolas.
Throw me.
Yeah,
throw me.
I thought of it.
Where's a hobbit?
We totally have the technology now. Somebody should make like a virtual reality Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
But with cardboard cutouts. Like
the Nintendo Labo or whatever it's called. So
she was talking about the skeleton thing in the show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so let's begin my notes then, as we seem to be winding down from the initial kind of burst of funny. So we get Spike and Big Mac summoning Discord under false pretenses of an O&O game to speed up a pie for Hearts and Hooves Day. Discord is annoyed that they would ask for such a cheap parlor trick.
Mod pie. Yeah. Wrong kind of pie, Jackie.
Technically, I'm sorry.
Apple pie. No. Yeah, it's apple pie. What? Yes, you like Maud pie, but they weren't cooking Maud pie. They were cooking an apple pie.
That's what we would call cannibalism.
Yeah.
I suppose for Discord and Spike it wouldn't be, but for Big Mac it would.
The only one eating Maud pie would be Mudbriar, okay?
Oh, let's not dance towards that.
Extreme.
Although the whole this episode pretty much has proof positive that they're a lesbian ship now. I mean, the entire time, but now it's kind of proven.
Yeah, well, you finally went back up and saw the GIF.
No, I was Jack pointed out in the background of the scene where they were looking at all the lovey-dovey couples. He noticed Maud pie, and so I had to back up, and he wanted me to back up, and then I saw the Lyra Bonbon trading presents.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the whole point of my GIF in there. It was literally that little of a spoiler, but I wanted to just sort of throw up as much protection on that as possible.
I did see it, but
yeah, it doesn't make any sense unless you know what happened. So we find out Discord is a bit bah humbug about the whole Hearts and Hooves Day thing. He outwardly doesn't believe in love,
but he believes in tea.
He believes in a lot of tea. Lots of different varieties of tea. I
didn't like most of those, actually.
You don't like tea?
I love tea. I'm just picky about my tea.
Ah.
I do like their own. I've tried English breakfast. It's kind of meh. I prefer Yorkshire Gold and PG Tips, which are British teas.
I got a recipe for Earl Grey cookies.
Ah.
Well, you better serve them hot, then.
Yes, Earl Grey. Hot.
Yes. And a Star Trek joke.
Okay, so overall, that entire episode, did that remind you of anything?
Not at the moment. Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. Cupid? Star Trek episode?
It's been so long since I've seen that.
Discord would make a horrible Cupid.
No, the whole point of that was Q was trying to prove to Picard that love is a pointless ideal by showing him, showing him exactly how ruthless Vash was, and that Picard is all protective of her because of love, but she'll save her own skin at the drop of a hat.
Or drop a hat.
So, Discord is trying to prove that love is pointless and silly and ridiculous, just like Q was. And just like Q, he got his fanny handed to him.
Well, Spike is determined to show Discord the wonders of love. He bets eternally mowing Discord's lawn with tweezers.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that bad.
But I mean, he probably hasn't. Though as chaotic as his dimension is, he probably has like an undefinable, area of grass, and even then, it's like that would be a nightmare to try and figure out how to pluck it.
No, you just see like one tiny little area with one blade. Like, oh, Okay.
But it's like made of diamonds. Just like, it's only one. It wasn't. I'm not a monster.
But it's only one, but it keeps on growing back.
Yeah.
I love how Discord was all like flustered when they mentioned Fluttershy. It's like you don't hang out with Fluttershy and Tuesday Tea because you like tea. It's like yes, I do like tea. So defensive.
They have a cereal.
Yeah, and we got okay. So next, Big Mac drops off the invitation pie, which it's a weird idea, but it makes the whole B plot work.
Mm-hmm.
Drops off the invitation pie. Good.
I don't think I trust the mail ponies with my package.
Yeah,
nope.
they basically treat the package what comedians, say about how post office / UPS treat packages.
How is that pie still in one piece?
Stock at retail delivery people do not really have that much care about the fragility of objects.
Well, I wasn't going to disparage the delivery community without being, well informed myself about it. So
this side up does not mean this side up.
Yeah, which is nice to see that they've solidified Derpy as the male mare she was always meant to be.
Yeah.
No, I had to do like a double take on her because for a second I thought, wait a minute, did they fix her eyes? Like, oh no, they're still messed up.
Did you go
They're just
cross-eyed for a
different.
second and made it look like her eyes were forward?
I don't know. It's just how she was. Just like both her eyes are normal. Like, oh, okay, now they're messed up. I know that sounds mean, but it makes derpy.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay. So while this is all going on, we get the B plot. The CMC are planning on decorating the barn for Big Mac's big date, and are apparently starting to get interested in romance, because they were like, "When is it going to happen for us?" It's like, really? Okay.
Yeah, little kids. I want a boyfriend.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, we don't know how old they are in universe, what the corresponding age would be, so that they could, are they going to be interested in
I'd
cults
say
or-
like maybe early teens.
I think they're like maybe 10 or 11.
Yeah, they're definitely. I think they're tweens probably.
Yeah, they're preteens or tweens.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. There it is. But yeah, they're like. Yeah. The exact phrase being, "Sweetie Belle, it seems like every pony's got some pony special but us." Scaloo saying, "When's it gonna be our turn?" It's like, okay, they're interested in cults at this point, or fillies, I don't know.
And Bloom's like, well, we do have each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, at this point, let's see. The mail misdelivers the pie to the barn. The smudged address card only has a smudge and a bell on it now, which makes Sweetie Belle assume it's for her.
Yes, nice.
Which sets off the whole B plot. Because if the invitation isn't buried in the pie itself, this whole thing, the whole B plot just doesn't happen. So at this point, Spike and Discord go out to, Spike's gonna show Discord the Oh, look at all this love, 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 love. At that point, and then at that point, they catch Sugar Belle visiting Sugar Cube Corner and decide to warn Big Mac by teleportation, which causes Big Mac's souffle to fall.
And by Spike falling into it. Well, falling into the walls. Into the oven, sorry.
So...
Mig back.
At any rate,
that was a fun scene, wasn't it, Jack?
Yeah.
So the three go back into town, and Big Mac is love struck. His galloping giddiness is gobbled up by his overhearing of Sugar Belle saying some things that sound like she's going to break up with him.
I love that slow
devastated.
Yes.
Back.
This is what love looks like.
This is what love is all about. Love is hiding in bushes and spying on people.
So I'll take some notes,
So at this point, Big Mac is devastated, and he slams down Cider as Spike bounces ways that what she said could mean something else. Even something he feels is probably impossible to be true, but we shall see. Discord being frustrated at all this crying and sobbing and whining about his lost love, decides that it's time for them to have an emergency guys' night out at the bar. Well, he advocates.
And apparently, being cool is all about the lead.
Yeah, they got the lean just right, though.
Yeah. I mean, that was a pretty cool lean, I gotta say.
And you also got to make sure you have the right outfit.
Oh, yeah. You have to have the 70s pimp outfit.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the very least, you have to have the nice hat.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
The
have
nice
the
hat
hat.
is very important.
Jack was so upset when Spike lost his hat when he fell over.
Aw.
You want a hat like Spike had? No? Is your hat cooler?
No.
Okay, so, yeah, the advocates, they give up on loving anyone but yourself. So at this point, B-plot kicks back in, and my stupid... the CMC set out to figure out who is the secret admirer after finishing decorating the barn.
I love the part where she's like, hey, did you send me something? It's okay if you say no. Please say no. Please say no. Please say no.
Yeah, Stips and
Yeah.
Snails. Yeah, it's like, come on, the shippers of her and Button Mash. It's like, really, you're just going for it at that point, just going, yeah, okay, we'll tease that chip out there.
Yeah.
I like how they teased that, just like mocked the ship of, because I've seen a lot of people ship Big Mac and Sweetie Belle for some reason, and I'm always like, ew about that, because major age gap there,
Yeah.
and kind of made a mock of it because of the whole point of the B plot, and that amused me.
Okay. I don't know that they went that far, but okay. So at this point, Discord snaps them into an O&O game and tries to get Big Mac's mind off Sugar Belle with one of the skeleton warriors. doesn't work out because Big Mac just ends up showing her Sugar's picture and crying inconsolably. So at this point, Discord becomes the little devil on the shoulder, as he is wont to do.
As he is born to do.
Where's the angel?
He's stuck in traffic.
Yes.
At which point, Discord pushes him out of his depression into anger after they go back to the barn. She can't break up with you if you break up with her first. To which point, we cut back to Sugar Belle, and we see Sugar Belle talking with Mrs. Cake about her surprise for Big Mac, and that she definitely doesn't want to break up with him.
Yeah.
Which, it's like watching a train wreck. It's like, you see it coming one direction, you see it coming another, you know there's no time to stop it, and it's going to happen. And it's just, you want to look away. It's like, this is gonna get ugly.
Jump out now.
So Discord ports Big Mac to her to sort of get this all settled quickly. To which Big Mac breaks up with her and starts walking down the street, seeing all of the lovely couples and being depressed.
Jack saw Maud Pie in that scene.
Yep, we get a Maudbriar. There, we have Maudbriar.
Mudbriar.
Well, and basically, they gathered all the sort of normal ships in Ponyville that I know about outside of Rarity, the Cakes, and Rarity's parents.
The Cakes were busy.
Yeah, the Cakes seemed busy. Valentine's Day, essentially. But yeah, we didn't see Rarity's parents walking by. But other than that, like all the major confirmed ships or ships that are sort of semi there, or you know, sort of heavily wink wink nod nod, we're laid out there. We get Lyravon exchanging gifts. We get Maudbriar together, and dear sweet Cranky and Matilda eating spaghetti.
That was so cute. The whole Lady and the Tramp scene.
Yeah, I love the reference on that one.
So Big Mac goes back to the barn, is frustrated, and lashes out at Sweetabelle when she's asking for his help to figure out who the secret admirer is. He realizes it feels good to talk about his feelings and decides to go to talk things out with Sugar Belle. Which at this point, he goes to catch up with her, and we get this little exchange. Caught you just in time. We both know I don't like to say much, but I'm going to say something now. Even though I'm hurting, I wouldn't trade this feeling for anything, because it'd mean giving up the good times we had too. I only broke up with you because you were going to break up with me. I respect your decision, and you should know you'll always be in my heart. To which Sugar Belle replies, I didn't want to break up with you.
She goes, hold up.
Yeah, but you said you didn't need me to visit anymore. You said I'm going to be on my own. I heard you said we're finished, and when I was hiding in the bushes. That sounds worse than it is. We get Sugar Belle. Oh, Big Mac, I was talking about my cousin. I have this wacky cousin who's never been on his own, but I have to let him run my shop on weekends. Which is why we won't be delivering to my village anymore, because they'll already be here apprenticing with Mrs. Cake, who does that 2 days a week. No, 3. Wait till I tell Spike.
Verbatim.
Yeah. I'd never break up with you. I suppose there's a lesson here somewhere about communication, talking instead of assuming, or eavesdropping is wrong, wouldn't you say? It's like, yep. It's like, okay, writers, I think it was Confalone. Like, you can't just sort of just throw the lesson at us that plainly. It's like, here are the lessons for you.
It stopped with the Dear Celestias. They need to find some way to nail it into your head.
I mean, why would you break up with him? He's the biggest stallion in more ways than one.
He's big, man.
So, yeah, Spike's improbable solution to what you were saying actually turned out to be right.
Mm-hmm.
At which point the CMC decided to give up and have the pie, and realized they were on a wild goose chase. Once they discovered the invitation in the pie, and that the whole thing was...
Yeah, the uncovered, and she chokes on it.
Yeah. Then we get Sweetie Belle. Oh, it's funny. I've been sitting here feeling sorry for myself for not having a special pony on Hearts and Hooves Day, but remembering all the fun we had, I think I have 2 special ponies. My 2 best friends.
Hey, like I said, there's 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo again. Aww. And we find out that Discord is an old softy in the inside. He's the one that broke Sugar Bell's cart. Afterwards, Spike and Discord go off to play some O&O. And we get this little exchange, which is a really awkward and weird. Discord. Calico's ring of imperceptibility isn't going to reclaim itself, you know. Spike. Ogres and oubliettes? I thought you'd never ask. Oh, and, just wondering, no biggie, but, is, Skelenor going to be there? Spike, she's an imaginary one-dimensional paper cutout skeleton. Well, nobody's perfect.
Well, no one's perfect. Yeah.
Every Anabu Weebu just cried.
Oh.
Just
It's an anime character. It's not real.
Nobody's perfect.
It's a cute episode. The B plot's a little thin, but it works well enough.
yeah.
For what it does. It's fun seeing Lyra again. It's like at this point they're just throwing them in everywhere they can. It's like
Yeah.
They are.
It's like yes.
I went in for the episode where they actually finally just kiss and be like, no, there's no denying it. They are
The entire
100%.
the entire fandom would melt.
That's episode
A
200.
Lyra Bond wedding.
Just
No, just think of all the parents like, oh, you showed my kid that.
Oh God.
Yeah, with this season starting at
It's like
170.
It's like, My Little Pony.
It won't be this season. Episode 200 won't be this season. It'll be season 9. That they'll have they'll have episode 200.
yeah, some information came out on some of that stuff yesterday.
I don't know exactly. I avoid trying to get any spoilers on that, but
Yeah.
Avoid spoilers at all costs.
yeah, but it's not a spoiler that there is a 200th episode coming. I mean, because that's a number that's going to occur next season. It's information we already have.
I'm just waiting for the 1000th episode.
I don't think we're gonna get that. We're gonna get season 9. They're going to wrap everything up,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're gonna go G5.
I hope G5 is good.
Guess let's wait and see.
Yeah. We still don't know much of anything about what, there's been some development art that I've seen, but I won't say any more than that. But yeah, I don't know.
All of the main six become alicorns.
Yeah, that's the ending of season 9. They all become alicorns, and they live happily ever after.
Yay.
To the end of their days.
I think, well, I mean, technically, all of them have become alicorns, I think, except for, like, Rambo Dash and Applejack. I mean, Rarity has gotten wings.
That's the only one outside of Twilight that's gotten, like, the thing to, have both wings and a horn at the same time. None of them are alicorns, besides Twilight. That's it.
Pinkie Pie got wings, but they're cardboard wings.
Yes, and they don't count. They're not alicorns. But, yeah, I mean, this was cute. It was fun, this episode. Plot again, it's a little thin, but that was all it was to have something fun to do in the background to sort of fill out the time. And it was fun, and it served its purpose well. And it allowed for Big Mac to have somebody he was willing to sort of get annoyed at and lash out at so that he can realize that he needed to talk out his feelings. And it was a good brick joke episode. It's like Spike just throwing up this is an improbable solution to the situation. Oh wait, that's totally it. So, any final thoughts on the breakdown?
I liked all these little nuances they put in there, like the how the two-dimensional world still works, like the telescope and stuff.
Yeah, they're.
And how he was putting together the wagon the entire time. Every time there's like a cutaway to him, you see him with building the wagon inside the glass jar before he breaks the wagon that she's carrying out of town. In order to stop, give Big Mac enough time.
Yeah, but with as fast as he moves, I imagine he could have caught her anyway. But it still helps, I think.
Well, plus the whole her falling into the mud and stuff did add to the romanticism of the scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, we know Discord's just secretly a big softie, but he kind of was being a big softie without being a big softie the entire time.
Yeah. It's very Q-like in that way. He's like, you really have a soft spot for humanity. You're just, you gotta do some tough love, and you got your pride, and you won't show it off.
Plus, it's a lot easier for them to learn a lesson if you let them learn it as opposed to telling it to them.
Right.
Yeah.
If he'd have just said to listen about it or whatever, it wouldn't have hit home quite as much as, oh, I'm going to put a spanner in the works and let them learn from their own mistakes.
I gotta say, Sugar Bear is cute.
Oh yeah, she's adorable.
Well, that could be
when she's happy.
There's
like,
an episode
Yay!
200 idea. Big Mac gets married.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's another marriage. Like all our century mark episodes are marriages.
Yeah.
Big Mac one having a little more oomph to it because it's a character that's been around since the beginning, and it's had plenty of time to sort of grow the relationship over the last little bit. Because it sprouted last season. This season they're carrying it forward, and I assume season 9, that would be a good way to spend 200 is dealing with another wedding.
I was thinking, do you think maybe Discord had something to do with the package not arriving at the right address?
Possibly.
I wouldn't
But I
put it
don't
past
think
him.
so.
We didn't get any evidence
Well-
that he did, but
Well,
No,
what
because you
happened
made me think with the card in the bottle thing that he probably knew that she was already coming and she wouldn't be at home to receive the package.
Possibly. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, the whole messing with the package thing, that was all Derpy. She's the one who smeared the signature. Although,
Yes, but
why-
Discord is
why-
really derpy.
anyway, why would he, go and? My question is, why didn't Big Mac write the card, thing out, the title address, while he was waiting for the thing to cook? Get the packaging ready while the thing's cooking so that, boom, throw it in there. Or is it just he's a guy, so thinking ahead isn't his thing?
He's the guy. He was thinking with the other head.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
He was thinking with the Big Mac.
all right.
Only
Anyway,
on Bad Dragon.
if we don't have anything else to talk about on this, we shall move on.